Hey resellers, thank you so much for clicking on this video and checking this out today. I am super excited to welcome you to a video series that I have collaborated with other resellers and YouTubers that we have titled Thrifting Across America. I reached out to 3 other resellers and challenged them to take just $20 into their thrift stores, retail arbitrage, Goodwill bins, wherever they wanted to spend the $20, just to showcase what they could find in their community, town, cities, for $20. And this is things that are really typical in their area that they can usually find. So this should be really interesting. Again, we've titled this Thrifting Across America. We have focused strongly on the East Coast in this, and if you guys like this video series, I will definitely be hosting more collabs with resellers and YouTubers in the future to show you other areas of the country what you can find for just $20. If you're new here and you've come to my channel from one of the other resellers or YouTubers, thank you so much for checking this out. My name is Rachel Strickland. My videos feature strongly thrifting to resell on eBay and Poshmark, but also the occasional video about my love of thrifting, thrifted decor, thrifted fashion, and thrifty living. If that sounds right up your alley, be sure to subscribe. Like this video if you like this video, and visit the other resellers that are in the description down below. I will be detailing them and why I feel like you need to be following them a little later in this video. The purpose of this video, in this video series challenge, was if you are in the reselling community at all, you have either said or heard said to you, I can't find anything good in my area. Have you said that? Have you spoken those dreaded words? I live in a town where there are no designer items. We can't find that where I live. I know that every area has their own niche markets and every area has an abundance of certain things. So I wanted to just show you guys that regardless of your location, of the population of your city, there is something that you can find in your community that you can resell for really good money, and you can do this work from home, reselling on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, wherever you would like to resell. So I thrift in a very, very small town. Let me tell you about my town first. My town has about 7,300 people. You heard that right, 7,300 people. We have 3 stoplights. One of those stoplights directs traffic in and out of Walmart. In my town, we have 1 true thrift store. 1. That's it. If I can find enough good merchandise to sell for good money for a full-time income over on eBay and Poshmark in my small town, I feel like you could do it anywhere. We live, in the words of Daily Refinement, he's always talking about how blessed we are to live in a country and in a time where we can work from home and do this e-commerce thing, and that is 100% true. So I want to show you guys the format that I'll do this video is I'm going to show you, I have 7 items that I thrifted locally for $20. I want to show you what those items are, how much I paid, and what I expect to get from them. And then after about 2 or 3 items, I will showcase one of the other resellers that is in this collab with us. So let's get straight to it. The first thing that I have on my list is a piece of luggage. This vintage Amelia Earhart train case is from the 1960s. This is available absolutely every single week. I paid $2. You can find vintage luggage like this every single week at my thrift store. This is not hard to come by, and I expect that this vintage train case that I paid $2 for will sell for about $60. That is including shipping, maybe $40 plus $20 shipping, but I expect to get around $60 mark for this. So this is something you may not be able to find in your area, but there are a larger population of older folks that hang on to this type of stuff, and when folks are moving into nursing homes or if someone passes, this does end up in our thrift stores a lot. In my community, nobody would carry this. No one would have this type of luggage, so they sell it off at the thrift stores incredibly cheap. This is beautiful. I would keep this, but I'm gonna sell it because I want the 60 bucks more than I want this red piece of luggage. Another item that I see in some areas, in some big cities, I see people absolutely lose their minds for when they find these. And again, if I searched hard enough, I don't even know that I would have to look that hard. I can find one of these absolutely every single week where I'm at. My small little town, no one wants a VCR. I say no one. There may be a few other resellers in my community because these are marked up a little bit. And when I say marked up, I mean beyond This is $6. I mean, beyond the $5 that I typically pay for inventory. So this $6 VCR, this is a Mitsubishi VCR. I should be able to get shipping all in the buyer about $60 to $80 for this. I will pair this up with a good set of RCA cables and a blank VHS tape. And yeah, and really good photos, and I think I'll get closer to the $80 mark for this. $6 investment. VCRs in my community are very easy to find. We have one thrift store, but we also have a little flea market, and right now she has 4 VCRs on her shelf. So if I start to run low on inventory, I know exactly where to go to find one. Okay, the first reseller I want to tell you about, I'm just going to go in order of the population of their community. So me starting out with just 7,300 people. Our next reseller is someone that if you are in reselling at all, you understand how important he is to the community. And I will tell you that he encouraged me to take my channel very seriously because he is infectiously positive. And I realized that I want to see more of that in the reselling community. So I want to put out into this community what I want to see more of. His name is Josh, and you guys know him as Harry Tornado, and I am beyond thrilled that he agreed to this collaboration with us with small channels, you guys. I know he has had tremendous growth on his channel and great success in a relatively short amount of time. I know those days may not have felt very short to him, but he is just successful at everything he puts his hands to. So definitely someone that we were beyond excited to collaborate with, and genuinely a nice guy. He is in the South Carolina area. His town is about 3 times the size of mine at around 21,000 people. He probably thinks that's a small town, but it's pretty big to me. So I know he has access to a Goodwill bins. And he has access to some Amazon stores. So the majority of his merchandise, he does thrift, and but he does those Amazon returns as well, and will buy things, pick up brand new items like that. So again, he's someone that's just infectiously positive, always putting out new content. And I will tell you that congratulations, Josh, because I saw today, this morning, that he is within 10,000 people of getting that silver play button. You guys, please go check out his channel. I have dropped a link in my description below, and I see no reason why he's just knocking on the door of 100,000 subscribers right now. So congratulations on that. If you want to check out and see the types of things that he thrifts, I will link his video below as soon as he posts it. And you guys can check out his video in this series, Thrifting Across America. The next item that I found that I want to show you guys is Tupperware. Vintage Tupperware specifically. Again, this type of stuff I see some resellers post and they just lose their mind when they find vintage Tupperware. And I could probably go to my thrift store and get 5 pieces of this right now. This particular piece I paid 50 cents for. I will be able to get between $20 and $25 shipped for this. It's a cake dome. You snap this off here and somehow open this up. It's a little gross, and that's sometimes why I don't pick it up. I guess I could just throw it in my dishwasher and not have to hand wash it. I just mean gross because it's been stored in its dishes, but these aren't breakable dishes. So really simple to get stuff like this. This again backs up to the fact that we have a lot of older folks in our community that just hold on to things, and when their homes are being cleared out, it winds up at our one and only thrift store. So 50 cents again for this item into $20 to $25. That's something I feel like if you're in any small town, especially in the South, you can find vintage Tupperware. So they're not all like $1 million pieces. There are some pieces that you could probably get $100 more. There are some pieces you're going to get $2 with free shipping. So don't pick up every piece of vintage Tupperware, okay? And genuinely, the only reason I picked that up was to showcase to you guys that you can find it in abundance where I'm at. I'm really not that interested in selling vintage Tupperware, but I guess I'll sell that piece now. The next item I want to talk to you about, I find a lot, and it is vintage 80s and 90s, especially dresses. How gorgeous is this? Can we just take in these sleeves for a minute? How beautiful is this dress? This is a shorter one. I sell long ones all the time. If I find white vintage, I will pick them up every time. I have had vintage couture bridal buyers in Los Angeles buy them off of Poshmark from me, the white ones, and they sell them in person in LA, people going nuts over vintage dresses, and no one in my area would touch this and wear it for anything other than a costume party. I think this is fantastic. I actually put this on and showed up upstairs and said, I'm ready to cook dinner now, because it fit and it's beautiful and it's fantastic. And I just love saving stuff like this. You're not going to believe I paid $1.50 for this. $1.50 for this dress. And historically speaking, when I sell vintage beaded and sequin, because you can see the entire length of it is beaded and sequins. These are heavy, but when I sell these, they sell between $50 and $100. I don't think I've ever gotten less than $50 off of one, and I have gotten more than $100 off of a couple of them. I'm south of the Mason-Dixon line, and so down here, like, pageants at one point were definitely king, and still are a pretty big deal. So you can find a lot of vintage pageant and prom wear. And when you do find it, sometimes this kind of stuff comes out on the Halloween rack. I find vintage clothing on the Halloween racks all the time, because what is so sought after and desirable in the big cities as vintage clothing is costumes to people around here. It's just so interesting. You have to find, since I can't walk into a thrift store and find Gucci and Prada and things like this, I have to think, what can I walk in the thrift store and find in abundance? So that's what I'm challenging you to do, is to think, in my area, what can I find so much of, and what is here that people don't want? Vintage Levi's here, I will pick them up for $2 every week. And in a big city, you couldn't touch them for that. The next item, actually, let's pause. Let's take a break for a second and talk to you about our next reseller collaborator YouTuber. These folks are from Rochester, New York. If you haven't already checked out their channel, you are missing out. They have put so much love and attention into their channel in such a short amount of time, and they are seriously reaping the benefits of it, because I just see their growth day after day on both Instagram and YouTube. So they are Boris and Natasha Wheeling and Dealing. Now, I've heard people describe them Boris and Natasha Wheeling and Dealing, but there's no G. You'll see that in the description down below. So I have to say it with a cool Southern accent, you know, Wheeling and Dealing. And I am so excited that Boris and Natasha, which that's not their real names, just watch their channel and you'll find all this out. But I'm so excited that they have collabed with me on this, because I'm telling you, sometimes occasionally you just find a YouTuber and you're like, these people are going somewhere. And I just have loved connecting with them right now during their smaller growth, when, well, it's big growth, but while their channel is still smaller, because just being able to form that one-on-one connection with somebody is phenomenal. And so they're like this little treasure that I watch every time they put a video out, and I want to share them with you guys. So their channel is linked below. They are in Rochester, New York. Now, in Rochester, New York, the population is 206,000 people. When I was Googling Rochester, New York thrift stores, I got a hold of them and I said, wait a minute, are there, seriously? I stopped counting at 35 thrift stores. Is that accurate? And they said, yeah, probably, if you count like Plato's Closet and Clothes Mentor and Savers and all of them, yeah, probably between 20 and 30, maybe a few more thrift stores within a drive from them. And they said, well, how many do you have? You must have at least 10. It's laughable. No, we have one. But they have access to more than 35 thrift stores in their community. They have access to a Goodwill outlet. The closest outlet to me is a 3-hour drive one direction. So it's 6 hours round trip plus the hours that you spend at the drive. The Goodwill at Vins to me is an all-day excursion. I do go occasionally, but it is 3 hours, you guys, one direction. So if you like Goodwill outlet hauls and Goodwill bin hauls, spoiler alert, their video in this series is a really, really good Goodwill outlet haul. So click the link in the description to go to their channel. As soon as their video posts, I will post directly to their video. And again, thank you so much, you guys. Oh, and they are doing a ton of giveaways over on their channel also. Every 100 subscribers, they're giving away mystery boxes. So subscribe. All right, now I will talk to you guys about my next item, which is in abundance, always here. You can find St. Louis Rams and St. Louis Cardinals gear. We are, that Goodwill bins I was telling you about, that's 3 hours away. That's St. Louis. We are not close to St. Louis. We are so far south in Missouri. I know a lot of people consider Missouri the Midwest, but we are very southern. We are almost in Arkansas. So But everyone around here loves and roots for the Cardinals, and when the Rams were here, loved and rooted for them. So this is a vintage jersey that I picked up. I picked this up for just $1. It is made in America, logo 7. I anticipate this jersey I'll be able to get shipping and everything included around $30 to $40. But, you know, I am not able to pick up New York's, you know, Yankees gear and things like that. You know, maybe Boris and Natasha can get stuff like that. I'm not able to just find Dallas Cowboys stuff all the time. But Cardinals and Rams, wherever you are at, figure out the sports teams that are around you and hone in on those niches. Look for what items that fans of those sports teams are looking for. The Kansas City Chiefs are in the Super Bowl right now. Well, they're about to be in the Super Bowl, I think. I'm pretty sure. And close to me, it was a store that just had all of their stuff on sale. It was clearanced out, Chiefs stuff. I can guarantee you nowhere else in America has Chiefs stuff clearanced out right now, but a store close to me did. So figure out what is selling according to maybe the sports teams or the things that are really big and popular close to you. So for me, it's St. Louis Rams and St. Louis Cardinals. I got to figure out, you know, what those fans are looking for and look for those items. The next item I want to tell you about is a Sony Walkman. People are paying good money for these. Look at that. I got the original Sony headphones. I got the Walkman. I paid $1 for this. In my area, if you can find someone to pay you $1 for this, you take the dollar because it doesn't wind up in the trash and you don't have to haul it back into your house. No one wants these here. But I can tell you over on eBay, 35 bucks. So $1 into $35. And that is because I have the original headphones with it. Again, it just goes back to vintage electronics around here. Are garbage to most people. And it's crazy. It's insane. You can find old TVs. You can find old computers. Again, in a bigger city, you might really pay up for something like this. And there are people that need to play cassette tapes. Guess what they're not making any more of? Cassette players. So VCRs and cassette players and things like that are really good money on eBay. So search around for this type of stuff. This was $1 with the headphones. Great pickup in my mind. I have a really, really cool item, and it is probably the most valuable item I'm going to tell you about. But before I do, I want to tell you about another collaborator reseller YouTuber that is doing this collaboration with us. So in our Thrifting Across America video, I noticed that there are an abundance of resellers in Florida. Our next reseller does come to us from Florida. His channel is World Thrifts. And I just find incredible value in everything that he says. He describes himself as a clothing, sports, and junk connoisseur. And I can tell you that is about right. He has an eclectic pickup like I do. He will just pick up whatever really sparks his attention with a deep focus in sports memorabilia, men's clothing, which I don't feel like a whole lot of resellers focus on that. So if you don't know anything about women's clothing and you want to start picking up more men's clothing, then he's really good at that. And then electronics, and he loves Sony, so he probably saw that Sony Walkman and was loving that. He has videos out teaching you how to test vintage electronics, how to repair vintage electronics, and occasionally you'll see a cameo by his adorable son. So definitely check out his channel, World Thrifts, and I have linked it below as well. He lives in the Tampa Bay area. So we have my town of 7,000, Josh's town of 21,000. We have Boris and Natasha with 206,000 people. And Will is living in a community of 3.1 million people. 3.1 million people. I can't even wrap my mind around what that must be. I can run across our entire town in less than a half an hour on foot. So to live in an area where there are 3.1 million people, you may think, wow, well, he has access to endless supply. Well, guys, he also has a lot more competition. I have 7,000 people in my town. He probably has 7,000 resellers in his town. So, you know, in some ways he has access to a lot more inventory, but he has to be hustling and being sure that he's out there first to get these items. So if you want to see what you can get, if you're in a big community, and I will tell you, he's not paying up for these items. He's not a big city thrifter that is paying $20 an item. He will pick things up for $1, $5, $3. So definitely check out his channel, show him some love, okay? And so without further ado, my last item that I want to talk to you about my small town community is big on farming, on industry. Pardon me. The men in our community, I will just say it that way because it's the truth. The men in our community work with their hands. They do. So we are just this small little southern town, guys under the hood of their own cars, working, farming. And so you can find a lot of this next type of item, but it is marked up. Yesterday, I came across these and I thought they were so cool. I think I'm going to ask my husband to model these for me, if he will. Look at these vintage coveralls. These are incredible, you guys. They are fully insulated. There is a corduroy collar. They're beautiful. These are union made, made in America, beautiful. I think a Talon zipper. Let me not lie to you. Yes, Talon, brass zippers, brass hardware. These are gorgeous, you guys. These are something else. The brand, though, was something I couldn't find. You might think Carhartt just off the top of your head, and Carhartt is in such ridiculous abundance around here because along with farmers and mechanics and men just working with their hands, we have a lot of deer hunters. And so Carhartt is just like a huge thing here. America's Finest Work Clothes, red, white, blue brand. That's what it said, red, white, blue brand, made in the USA. I can't find red, white, blue brand anywhere. So these are beautiful, but they were marked up to $8. And these aren't marked up because they think some reseller is going to come sell these vintage overalls for as much as I'm about to. They are marked up to $8 because some guy's going to come in a thrift store and buy these and not have to pay bukus of money. Even at Walmart, coveralls are $70 a pair. These are marked up because someone's going to come buy them to work in them. Well, I bought them to sell them because my $8 is going to turn into, I'm anticipating at least $100 off of these. At least $100. Comment below if you know anything about this particular brand. Again, it is red, white, and blue brand. And that's just something that I'm not familiar with. I thought maybe we had a lead on that being a division of Carhartt, but I don't think that it is. So if you know red, white, and blue brand, let me know what decade maybe you think these are from. I'll show you the Talon zipper. Zippers really help age clothing. So anyway, I'll look up the RN numbers to try to date these, but these I just think are fantastic. They have the full zip ankles here. Really, really cool. This type of thing, again, you can find in abundance. You can find workwear, overalls, coveralls, like I say, Carhartt jackets, and you can find a lot of military camouflage in this area just because we have a lot of servicemen and women. We have people just donate stuff and that they have military surplus. So those things are easy to find in my community, believe it or not. I am willing to bet you're not going to walk into a lot of big cities in America and find some vintage used men's coveralls. So I am, as always, really, really thrilled to have you guys here. I am proud of our small town, and I just want to encourage you guys, if you're from a small town, that you can do the same thing. There is absolutely room for everyone in this reselling and eBay game, especially when you're thrifting one-off items. And along with encouraging you that way, I want to also again encourage you to check out the other resellers that I have linked below. They all just mean a ton to me, guys, that they would be willing to collaborate with me on a video like this that would, above everything else, encourage you to get past the excuses of what you can and can't find in your community and get out and just find great things. So a $20 investment here, guys, I'm going to make probably $400 or $500, I guess, off of all of this stuff. I've written down some prices here. 1, 2, 3, at least $300 or $400 off of a $20 investment. So you can start your own business for $20. You can work from home. You can absolutely master your own time clock, all right? God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. And as always, treat your business like your business.